All right, put it on the line here. The American government approach to the auto industry so far. What's your grade? I want to see from all of you what it is. An A from Melody?
I have to say,
from Lizanne. Wait a minute, and an A from
Gotta
Andrew.
give him an A, because they haven't given him any money yet.
Some people say as many as 2.5 million people will be out of work if there isn't a bailout. How can you give an A, Melody, if all those people might lose their job?
I think ultimately the auto industry desperately needs some help, and the number of jobs that will be affected if a General Motors fails is too big for our economy to handle right now. That's a bad domino effect, but I think it's a different effort than what Paulson has been charged with.
You're going to disagree with me because I'm going to be a Grinch this morning. I actually have as much sympathy as I have for the people of Detroit. I have very little sympathy for the companies themselves. If the government decides, and we decide as a collective country, to give Detroit some money, unless they go bankrupt as part of a prepackaged bankruptcy of some sort, we're actually restructuring what is a broken industry, frankly, that money is going to disappear. $10 billion in 3 months, if you understand their burn rate, goes away. So we actually have to do something very dire, and it's going to be impolitic. It's going to be very hard to do it.
Let them go into bankruptcy?
You may have to let them do what's called a prepackaged bankruptcy. You let them merge, and the government can stand behind that. What's impolitic about it is, in that process, you're going to have to effectively break the unions. People are going to lose their jobs and pensions. Very bad things are going to happen, but it's not going to be nearly as bad, as if we just let it go.
There is a precedent here. We did have a rescue of Chrysler many years ago. The taxpayers actually made money on that rescue. So it's not to say that if this were done, it's just throwing good money after bad. I do think there are conditions that can be put on a financial rescue that can ultimately serve the auto industry and serve the American taxpayer.
This is an industry that is broken. This is an industry that is producing, they have people and plants ready to go to build 17 million cars a year, and yet they're only building 11 million because that's all that people want.
Don't we need an American auto industry? Don't we need?
Oh, I absolutely think it's very, very important for our national security, for everything else. And I'm not saying that we need to let them all die. I'm suggesting that we need to figure out a plan before we just hand over the money. And what I'm worried about is that we're just willing to hand over the money too quickly.
It needs to be a smaller industry. It may still operate with 3 companies. It may be something smaller than that. I agree.
And bankruptcy? What do you think about the bankruptcy plan? Let them go into bankruptcy and then come out the other side.
It's hard to judge whether that's the best thing. I don't think that will be the option.
Melody, you're shaking your head.
I think it's a really bad idea because there are 2 million other jobs attached to just those big 3 that are related to all of the suppliers. And I think you start a terrible domino effect that may potentially send those suppliers into bankruptcy. I think it's a bad situation.
So we ganged up on you, Andrew. Come back.
Thank you.
And thank you.